Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening to all of you. Welcome to the channel. Very small channel, but I make videos based upon topics that interest me, things that I research, and I like to talk about them more so I can go back at them and look at them at a later date and see how things have progressed, kind of like a peer review. And today we're talking about black swans. I know you've heard about this, and it's been in some discussions, very few, but it's there. If you don't know what a black swan is, that's what we're going to talk about today. But not just a black swan event, but about the situation where we're in and everything kind of connecting backwards. Because if you actually stopped and looked today and look at every single little thing that you can connect back, you'd be pretty amazed to see what's going on. And I want to start off this question. Isn't it strange to see an event happening precisely because it was not supposed to happen? Exactly. I think that's 99% of people why we're involved in this, because this is an event that precisely wasn't supposed to happen. And that is, in theory, the Black Swan theory suggests what you don't know is far more important than what you do know. Yeah, I'll say that again. What you don't know is far more important than what you do know. And every time I'm writing or doing research and I'm doing some due diligence, I bring myself back to this question to find out and explore about, everything that I believe. Because I can use, you and I, we can use all our knowledge to prepare for what we believe to be the eventuality of what's going to happen, only to be proven wrong by one outlier, by one thing, small thing, that we did not know about. This is where we are today, yesterday, and even tomorrow and onwards. It's an accumulation of unexpected events based on predictions, and that's what the stock market is. Stock market's based on predictions, and hopefully by going back in history to predict the future. But of course, we can't do that. Black Swan events, they're expected to have pretty much the same but better rewards to what was expected or gained from past events. So everybody, even just a couple of minutes ago, some guys, oh, aren't you excited to get all this money? I'm like, well, you know what? There's so many things that I can relate to that I understand that happened in the past about similar events, but for right now, I have no idea what's going to happen. But yeah, I'm excited for it because to me, that's the freaking bonus about this. It's the unknown possibilities of this. And that's where, the unlimited floor, the infinite floor is. Now, think about this also with the hedge funds. Hedge funds are basically gambling from a situation that was riskier and basically bluntly in your face corrupt. All the while detrimentally exposing themselves to one man and later to millions like you and me in the world. Now, we know this man, this gentleman, is an outlier and he's not a cat. He saw this exposed in his face. A bank vault open with no guards. And he himself became another black swan among this pandemic. AKA another Black Swan event occurred. Roaring Kitty, and I went back and watched his videos again, and to see how far back, everything was there. Who listened to him? Some people did, but everything was insane. And going back today, looking back what he said to connecting dots today, it's all there. So what I want to ask you and think about this. So what and why is this important? All right. It's what you don't know. And the Black Swan logic makes what you don't know far more relevant than what you do know. All right. Now imagine that many black swans can be caused and made by their being unexpected and even events ignored as natural events. All right. And again, more outliers that were not known. And this is where we are today. All right. There are so many more little events that happen and many outliers that came together to cause a situation, and it's just getting larger and larger and larger and larger. All these outliers is where we are today, and they keep compounding and compounding. And most of these outliers are things that we do not know, we don't understand about, we have no concept about. And even same with the hedge funds and the DTCC, NSCC rules, every single thing, FINRA, SEC, the list goes on. In this environment, algorithm, the swap screen rises, reds, they flood the market, high frequency traders, they fill and sell orders by the bell, right? Crypto has been rising and falling, all in sync. AMC, BB, Clove. You can just name the different points in the timeline where things move the same. The traders, brokers were and are looking for an advantage. We know this. They're looking for a better payoff and possibly, they front run quietly, all in the name for making a name for themselves. And it comes down to ego. All of these people, all the quants that are Citadel and Susquehanna, these 20 to 40 people among the thousands of employees there, they are trying to make a name for themselves among the flock of white swans. Now, the term Black Swan, again, it's being unpredictable, but also it has an unfathomable payoff from the unknown. Since you typically have little to lose, and actually, of course, we've got a lot more to gain, it's actually unquantifiable gains, and that's what we keep talking about from this rare event. Now, we've seen the rise of Bitcoin from I remember it was $1 up to 20,000, then down to 3,000, back up to 60,000, and where we are today, down bouncing off 29 to 30,000, right? Now, let's go back and backtrack a little bit. Roaring Kitty, he took his outlier and became the Black Swan for this event, in my eyes, okay? And eventually, more Black Swans added up onto this pile. Well, how did this happen? Well, we have unexpected outliers. These outliers were the unknown, and it actually became the most valuable part to this, and has and will have the most unexpected results, carding the largest hit to those who ever started this, and as they took their own form and planned this event. They planned it, but they didn't expect this to happen. Now, they didn't expect the Black Swan. They knew exactly what they were doing. Or did they? Because that's where, where all this comes in. The casinos, they tend to pull us in with trends, getting lucky from slot machines and Jim Cramer's lightning round. God, I can't stand that guy. DD, man. There's a great video on Wall Street Bets I just put out. Oh, God. Anyway, Jim Cramer's lightning round. Buy. And back, what happened to DD after he pumped that? Shot down, and the Chinese regulars came in, and it just crashed. 20% loss on Friday. Anyway, of course, it's easy money. He was in the business, casinos are in the business, and anybody can feel lucky. Do you feel lucky right now? Yes, we do feel lucky. But the odds of slot machines in the casinos are terrible. Casinos make 2/3 of the profits from slots. But gamblers, they're smart. They avoid slots, and as surely they do lotto machines. Now, are people, they're still betting a lot with options? Same thing, it's a risky gamble. However, like the stock market, the attraction lies in this complexity of everything that's happening here. And that's why people love to gamble, but also why people love to make predictions about this. Now, we're going to go back to last January. Think about what happened as COVID-19. That was a liar. Something that lies outside the realm of normal expectations, because nothing in the past could predict what will happen in the future. Exactly. We've seen it is still continuing on today. We stayed at home a month after month, and again, this became our Black Swan situation, the beginning of it. The ability to do whatever we want with the government's free money that he gave us. Free to do more, pay bills, or try out something new. And again, some people saw this as a chance to, hey, why not? Let's invest the money. Let's use these apps, these tools that made us rethink of how to get a handle on something new. Thousands and millions of people jumped to Robinhood, Fidelity, Webull, eToro, whatever they used, and it added to all of this. Now, if you jump forward a little bit, what did these outliers lead to? The discoveries? Short selling, naked short selling, synthetic shorts, not synthetic shorts, dark pool tradings, FTDs, all of this. Is this normal? Or is it? Each week there are more and more outliers, and they're added on, and I guess some are taken away. Now, for the people who are inside this part, they understand everything that happens, but for all of us, we're learning about this. But unfortunately, the cost outweighs the value for those who basically initiated this play. Think about it, the hedge funds, they're screwed. They know it. We know it. Right now, they're stuck beyond any possible closure. They continue to choose a different yet similar path. But in the end, they find their way back in the same path. They're unable to escape or find a reasonable solution. Now, this is something that, to me, for them, they will find something. They have some of the most intelligent people out there, but people make mistakes. Just like flash crash in 2010, something is going to happen, right? Now, because there's nothing that can quench their thirst for the reward, because it's their ego. It's their effort to subdue this Black Swan from showing itself to the world. That's what they're about right now, the FUD. Matt Corey's getting shut down. All these YouTube channels just getting shut down more and more. All these little things, Oh, but you know what? All shorts are covered. Yeah, the market's not rigged. We hear that. The news, the media mainstream, right? But this is the important thing. All we need is one Black Swan to invalidate everything about this general statement, or even the idea that confirms that what was not seen actually exists. Black swans are not seen. They're invisible until they happen. Now, this is the thing. I want you to continue on thinking about this, and maybe leave a comment down below. This is part of the research and just my own writing that I'm doing. I don't know, I'm writing my own paper about this, but it's great to get into this and to really explore this, because the next area, I mean, think about this as a bell curve. The Black Swan, it lies outside all quantitative data to get onto a bell curve, right? And the next area I want to talk about, I'm working on, is the next chapter. This is called the disruption of the curve, or innovation we're at right now. And it's very interesting to see something called Wright's laws, with exponential growth spawning innovation in the technology and what platforms are being introduced. GameStop, NFTs, another outlier. So anyway, all of you guys have a great day. This is a very fun and definitely interesting time we're in. So have a great weekend, relax, and just, yeah, say hi to people. We're humans, and I know we got a great community here. Stay strong.